Have you ever looked at your bank account on a Friday morning and wondered where all the money from your last paycheck went? Do you feel like you're working hard, but your savings account just isn't growing, no matter how many hours you put in? I'm going to be real with you. The reason most of us struggle with money isn't that we're bad at math. It's usually because we just don't have a plan. We're winging it, and winging it with money is a recipe for stress. But what if I told you that in just 90 days, you could completely flip the script? I'm talking about going from, "Where did it go?" to, "I know exactly where every dollar is working for me." In this video, we are going to walk through a step-by-step reset to get your finances on lock. We're going to cover your spending habits, cutting out the leaks in your account, setting up a system that saves money, dealing with debt once and for all, start investing and building real wealth. Think of this like a 90-day fitness challenge, but for your wallet. By the end, you're going to have a system that makes wealth building feel like second nature. But to make it work, you have to be committed to this plan and consistently do whatever I teach you in this video, please. Let's dive into the first few weeks. The reality check. We're starting with week 1, and it's all about honesty. You can't fix a car if you don't know what's under the hood, right? It's the same with money. Every successful business, even the McDonald's down the street, knows exactly what they bring in and what they spend. You need to treat your life like a successful business. Go ahead and pull up your bank statements from the last 3 months. I know, it can be scary to see how many times you hit that one coffee shop or ordered takeout because you were tired. But we need to see it visually. Group your spending into 3 buckets. Fixed stuff like rent and utilities, the fun stuff like shopping and travel, and any debt payments. Once you see the average you spend each month, you'll find those invisible costs, like that streaming service you haven't watched since 2022. Don't you think I'm talking about Netflix? Trimming the fat. Now that we know where the money is going, week 2 is about making some cuts. Look at your biggest expenses and ask yourself if you can trim them by even 10 or 20%. For example, if you're spending hundreds on Ubers every month, is it because you're actually in a rush or just feeling a bit lazy on the weekend? Walking or taking the bus a few times a week could save you $100 easily. Check your insurance too. Most people just pay the bill, but calling around for a better rate is a 10-minute task that can save you a chunk of change every single month. It's about the small wins that add up to big money over a year. That extra cash could be your next flight to Europe or a boost to your emergency fund. Putting it on autopilot. Week 3 is my favorite because it's about automation. I call this paying yourself first. If you wait until the end of the month to save what's left, you'll usually find there's nothing left. Instead, set up an automatic transfer the day you get paid. Imagine your paycheck hits your account and 10% immediately vanishes into a high-yield savings account or an investment account before you even have a chance to think about spending it. You don't miss what you never see. This one move takes the willpower out of the equation and ensures you're building wealth every single month without lifting a finger. Tackling the debt monster. By week 4, we're a third of the way through, and it's time to face the debt. If you have credit card debt with high interest, it's like trying to run a race with a backpack full of bricks. Use a calculator online to see how much an extra $50 or $100 a month shortens your payoff time. It's usually a massive difference. And here's a pro tip. Call your credit card company. Tell them you've been a loyal customer and ask if they can lower your interest rate. The worst they can say is no, but if they say yes, you're saving money on interest instantly. That's a 5-minute phone call that could be worth thousands. The safety net. In week 5, we're aiming for the $1,000 milestone. There's a huge psychological shift when your bank balance hits 4 digits. It gives you a sense of peace. If you're already there, push for 3 to 6 months of living expenses. To get there faster, look around your house. Do you have old electronics or clothes you never wear? Sell them. Pick up a side hustle for a few weeks. Do whatever it takes to get that cushion so that when a tire blows out or the fridge dies, it's just an inconvenience, not a financial disaster. The Wealth Builder. Week 6 is where it gets exciting. Investing. Over the last century, stocks have been one of the best ways to grow money. You don't need to be a Wall Street pro. You can just buy an S&P 500 index fund, which means you own a tiny piece of the 500 biggest companies in the U.S. It's a set-it-and-forget-it strategy. If you can stay consistent and invest even a few $100s a month, the power of compounding will do the heavy lifting for you over the years. It's not about timing the market, it's about time in the market. Leveling up your income. We've talked a lot about saving, but in week 7, we talk about earning. You can only cut your expenses so far, but there's no limit on how much you can earn. Have you asked for a raise lately? If it's been over a year and you're doing great work, you're essentially taking a pay cut every year because of inflation. If a raise isn't on the table, look at side hustles or learning a new skill like video editing or sales. Focus on growth. One extra stream of income can change your financial life faster than any budget ever could. Writing it down. Week 8 is simple but powerful. Write down your goals. There's a study that says you're 42% more likely to achieve a goal just by writing it down. Do you want a house? A wedding? To be debt-free? Write it down. Do the math on what it takes to get there, and then tell someone. Tell your partner or a friend. Having that accountability makes it real. It turns a dream into a deadline. The credit card test. Week 9 is about being honest with yourself. Credit cards are a double-edged sword. If you have the self-control to pay them off in full every month, they are great for rewards and building your credit score. Free flights and hotel stays? Yes, please. But if you find yourself overspending because the money doesn't feel real, stay away from them. There is no shame in being a cash-only person if it keeps your peace of mind. Use this week to decide which path is right for your personality. The Net Worth Scorecard. In week 10, we start tracking net worth. This is just everything you own minus everything you owe. I find this fun because it's the ultimate scoreboard for your financial health. Even if the number is small or negative right now, seeing it grow every few months is incredibly motivating. It keeps your eyes on the long-term prize. The final review and stretch goals. As we hit week 11 and 12, we're crossing the finish line. Take an hour to look back at the last 2 months. Did you stick to the plan? Where did you slip up? It's okay if you did. Just patch the leaks and keep moving. Finally, set some stretch goals. Where do you want to be in 5 years? 10 years? Do you want to retire early or travel the world? Map out what that looks like. This 90-day reset isn't just about the next 3 months. It's about setting up the rest of your life. Building wealth isn't a sprint. It's a marathon of small, disciplined choices. If you've made it this far, I know you've got the drive to do this. Drop a comment below if you're still here so I know who the real ones are. Watch the other videos on my channel that help you grow your wealth.